Hey guys, in one of our previous videos we learned the stress pattern of English words, and intonation is just an extension of stress pattern. So let's try to understand what is intonation and how to appropriately vary our tone of speaking. Intonation. So when we talk about intonation, we necessarily talk about pitch of our voice. That means either high pitch or low pitch, which are roughly equal to rising tone and falling tone. As pitch is the principal property of intonation, the highness and lowness of our pitch is decided by the frequency of vibration of our vocal cords. That means if our vocal cords vibrate very frequently or rapidly during the production of an expression, we call it a high-pitch expression. On the other hand, if our vocal cords do not vibrate so rapidly or frequently during the production of an expression, we call it a low-pitch expression. Lastly, intonation doesn't just offer our speech rhythm, but also allows the speaker to communicate their intentions and attitudes. There are four main types of intonation. The first one is falling tone, then rising tone, then fall rise tone, and finally rise and fall tone. Here it is important to remember that in the case of a falling tone, the point of origin of such a tone will be high. On the other hand, in the case of a rising tone, the point of origin of such a tone will be low. Now here are the intonation marks. The first, that is upward arrow, stands for the rising tone. The second one, that is the downward arrow, stands for the falling tone. The third arrow is for the fall and rise, and the last arrow is for rise and fall. In this section, we will look at the context in which we can use falling tone. So the first instance is of everyday statements. So these are the sentences which can neither be true nor be false because they lack sufficient evidence. And the statement is, she looked busy. She looked busy. Context number 2. In the case of exclamatory sentences, we again use falling tone. The expression is wonderful. Wonderful. And the context number 3 is quite opposite of the Indian scenario, where in English falling tone is used for issuing commands. And the expression is open the door. Open the door. Now let's discuss the context in which rising tone is used. First, it is used for making a request. The expression is open your book. Open your book. Next, rising tone is also used in the case of incomplete statements. And the example is, I'll lend you if I get increment this year. I'll lend you if I get increment this year. Next, in the case of yes or no questions. And the example is, are you okay? Are you okay? Later, tag questions where the speaker is expecting some negative response. And the example is, he's a good person, isn't he? He's a good person, isn't he? Finally, in the case of wishing, leave taking, and motivating each other. And the examples are, good afternoon, or goodbye, goodbye. The final type of the tone is fall and rise, where the speakers express some indirect or ironic meaning. And the example is, he is rich, which means he is not really benevolent or not really rich by heart. Example number 2 is, he is handsome, which means he is not really intelligent or smart or clever. The last example is, he can do it, That means only he can do it and nobody else can do that. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.